relationship I had was very toxic because I was not healed from what happened to me growing up. So therefore, just repeating the cycles of verbal abuse, mental also. So I was here in Lancaster for 6 months, going to meetings, doing everything that I had to stay sober. And he started complaining that I was doing too many meetings and that we didn't have no time together. I stopped, and that same weekend, I relapsed. So after I relapsed, his father kind of like did not want me in the house, and so I was forced to leave, and I ended up at the YWCA. And from there, I moved into the Water Street Mission, which while being there, I relapsed. I left for a weekend, and somehow God allowed them to get me back, to take me back in, because I have no family in Lancaster or in Pennsylvania whatsoever. At that time, I didn't have anyone. So they allowed me to come back in, and I finished the program, got Section A, my apartment, and my own, place with my daughter. Excuse me. It was like probably a year until I started again with the pills and slowly moving into my drug of choice again. I've met some people that I consider friends at the time, but I was lonely, depressed. I didn't have no self-esteem at all. I was a people pleaser, so I had allowed them to walk all over me and do whatever they wanted with my life and my place and me. I ended up getting pregnant by a much younger guy. I was still living in that apartment and moved when my son was just months old. And once I moved to Queen Street, that's when hardcore stuff started happening. Like, him and I were very toxic, but this is physical toxic. He drugged me from the top of the stairs by my legs all the way to the bottom from the second floor. It was very toxic. Yeah, I had to call the cops on him several times. So he was a very mentally abusive as well as physical. I met Jennifer, in prison, Lancaster County Prison. She started teaching us about red flags and started teaching us about things that I wasn't even aware of, that if no one ever talked to me about what was verbal abuse, physical abuse. So it was amazing what I was learning with her, that I said, when I come out, I have to meet with you. I have to learn more. I want to learn more because I do not want to continue in this cycle. So I know that the future, there's a vision for my life, there's a purpose for my life, and everything that I went through is part of that purpose. So reaching out to domestic violence has been by far one of the best things that I've done. I have found so much about myself and about the things that I should and should not allow in my life. Oh, I don't know what the future holds for me. I just know that it is bright. Reach out to someone. Do not be afraid. That is not the norm. If it hurts you, it doesn't belong with you.
I think that Jasmine is a great representative of what putting in the work and utilizing the services that we have available at Domestic Violence Services. The counseling is a huge component, the educational piece of it. Over the years that I've worked with Domestic Violence Services of Lancaster, I've seen so many of those aha moments where somebody says, I've never heard this information before, but knowing that there's other people that are experiencing the same type of abuse and oppression that I'm experiencing makes it a little bit easier to talk about, a little bit easier to deal with, and understanding that there is help and there is support out there. Jasmine has sent other people to us over the years as well, and it's great to see her in her life today. She has all the things that she was working towards back then. She's reached all of her goals, and she's just a happy young lady and living the life that she always dreamed that she would have one day.